In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the famous George Cleverley Twisted Last. I'm Kirby Allison, and I love helping the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes. Join me as we explore the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. So the bespoke shoemaker George Cleverley, who is one of my primary shoemakers, I have 9 pairs for them, is exceptionally well known for making some of the most beautiful and stylish bespoke shoes out there. There's no question that George Cleverley probably is the shoemaker of choice to movie stars and the Hollywood elite because they really are well known for making beautiful, sleek shoes. So there's another more technical element to a pair of George Cleverley shoes that are really unique to them, and that's something called the Twisted Last. Now this is really unique to Cleverley, and there's a little bit of mystery surrounding what exactly its purpose is. But the Twisted Last, what it does is it creates kind of this twist to the last that whenever you set the shoes on a flat surface, they rock a little bit. So you can see this is a totally brand new pair of bespoke George Cleverley Baron DeRidi shoes. This is my 9th pair. And you can see that the shoes rock a little bit. You can even look underneath the heel, it's not sitting flat on the table. Now whenever these shoes are underweight, that flattens out. It's never something that I feel whenever I'm wearing these shoes, but it's a really unique element to George Cleverley. Now I had the opportunity whenever I was in London to sit down with senior last maker John Carnera, who had an opportunity in the 80s to actually work alongside George Cleverley, and then he went on after the passing of George Cleverley to found G.J. Cleverley with Mr. George Glasgow Sr. And this is how he explained the Twisted Last.
George was always very generous and with his knowledge, and he taught me so many things. And in fact, he changed my perception of certain things in our business, which I'd held. Okay. And I could see, yeah, no, that makes more sense than what I'm doing.
What were some of those? I mean, did any of those stand out?
Last making, for a one, he had this way of making lasts which could fit the customer and yet look elegant and long. And that's what I learned mainly from him. Yeah. And it was the subtle things that he used to put, like he would twist the last, the underneath of the last, he would twist it. So instead of making it wider, it still filled the foot, but didn't make it tight.
Now, as Mr. Carnera mentioned, the purpose of the Twisted Last was to elongate the silhouette of the shoe by kind of pulling and twisting. Supposedly what it would allow is for the same volume to be fit over a longer silhouette as opposed to a shorter silhouette. So what you ended up with was a sleeker, skinnier, longer shoe versus something that was slightly shorter and wider. Now, do all their shoes come with the Twisted Last? No. I know many people that have taken delivery of bespoke George Cleverley shoes that sit totally flat on the table. And I think that just has to do with the foot. There's some feet for which the Twisted Last works, and there's other feet for which it doesn't. And of course, a really talented bespoke shoemaker like all those at George Cleverley are going to be able to make any pair of feet look beautiful in one of their pairs of shoes. Another element of the Twisted Last is how they really build in an asymmetric back to the shoe. And so you can see that this is anything but symmetric on the rear of the shoe. And this helps, I suppose, enhance the fit. And you can see that this rear line isn't perpendicular, but actually is offset at a slight angle. And so I suspect that is one more element of the Twisted Last. Again, it's the asymmetric design that they build into the last of the shoe. Now, as I mentioned, whenever I put these shoes on, they walk absolutely perfectly. You know, they aren't unstable in any way, but they're also incredibly beautiful. If you haven't had an opportunity to view our video interview with John Carnera, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. There's no question that he's one of the greatest last makers of the 20th century, and one who actually had the privilege to train and work alongside some of the greatest last makers like George Cleverley. In today's video, I'm wearing one of my new bespoke suits from mytailor.com. You can see the video of this entire process on our channel. It's made with Draper's 5-star fabric, which is a beautiful, heavier weight fabric that produces an absolutely exceptional drape. And I'm wearing this suit today with the second pair of trousers they made. This is a proper high-waisted pair of trousers cut for braces, so it's loose in the waist, single reverse pleat, and an 1 3/4 turn-up. I'm wearing a pair of braces, a bespoke Charvet shirt. I'm wearing our sovereign grade lotus flower cufflinks, my Rolex Datejust, and of course, one of our new Kirby Allison sovereign grade ties. This is actually made with ancient madder, which is a very special silk that only comes from one mill in England that has an absolutely incredible, dry, chalky hand, and no question is a tie for connoisseurs. I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes, as well as explore the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for joining me.